John, George, and Ronnie. The names echoed in the dingy backroom club, a grimy trinity of rock and roll.
John, the bassist, a tightly wound coil of nervous energy, counted his share of the night's take, his eyes darting around the room. He liked his money like he liked his music. Fast, loud, and a little bit dirty.
George, the lead singer, oozed charisma. He leaned against a chipped brick wall, fielding questions from a gaggle of admirers, his voice a seductive purr.
His gaze, however, remained cold, calculating. He knew the power he wielded, the allure he possessed. It was a drug, and he was the dealer.
Ronnie, the drummer, a whirlwind of motion and sound, hammered out a chaotic rhythm on an overturned crate. His energy was infectious, his smile a beacon in the dimly lit club.
He lived for the stage, for the roar of the crowd, for the pure, unadulterated escape that only music could provide. Their music was a reflection of their lives, raw, untamed, dangerous.
They lived on the edge of a knife, fueled by cheap thrills and cheaper whiskey. They were a chaotic symphony of rebellion, and they liked it that way.
The night was young, the air thick with cigarette smoke and the promise of trouble. They were rock and roll rebels, and this was their city, their rules, their game. Their descent into the underbelly began innocently enough. A misplaced briefcase, a case full of cash. John, ever the opportunist, saw it as a lucky break. George, ever the pragmatist, saw the potential for disaster. Ronnie, ever the optimist, saw it as an adventure. They didn't know the money belonged to Victor Vargas, a man who valued discretion above all else, a man who wouldn't hesitate to unleash hell to reclaim what was his. As they spent the money, indulging in their wildest fantasies, they began to notice the shadows lengthening, the whispers circling. They were being followed, watched, hunted. The briefcase wasn't filled with just cash, John discovered, sifting through its contents one drunken night. There was a file containing a government secret so explosive, so damning that it could bring down empires. The government, it turned out, had ways of silencing those who knew too much, ways that were swift, silent, and utterly terrifying. The band's world, once a symphony of controlled chaos, was now a cacophony of fear and paranoia.
A near miss with a speeding car, a mysterious fire in their apartment, a whispered threat in a crowded bar. The messages were clear, the danger palpable. They were marked men.
Their music, once their salvation, now felt like a death knell, each note a heartbeat closer to oblivion. Ronnie, his carefree spirit dimmed, grew quiet, his drumming losing its manic energy.
George, his composure shaken, started seeing threats in every shadow, his voice losing its seductive edge.
John, his nerves frayed, clung to his bass guitar like a lifeline, the music his only solace in the encroaching darkness. But they were not the kind of men to go down without a fight. They were rock and roll rebels, and their music was their weapon. They decided to use their platform, their music, to expose the truth, to shine a light on the darkness that threatened to consume them.
They were out of their depth, outgunned and outmaneuvered. But they had one thing the government didn't: the power of their music.
The raw energy, the rebellious spirit, the unfiltered truth that resonated with their fans. Their concerts became rallies, their lyrics anthems of defiance.
Their music resonated with the young, the disillusioned, the ones who felt unseen, unheard. Their music was a call to arms, a rallying cry against the powers that be.